I don't know how much this rings true for all of you, but I quite often feel a bit overwhelmed by the sheer volume of self-improvement content that is out there. It seems as though YouTube is jam-packed with quite a lot of people encouraging you to optimize every single gram of your existence, from waking up at 5 AM in the morning to studying for 10 hours at a time, even down to things like drinking water in an optimal way, whatever that means. It just feels like there's a push to squeeze every drop of juice you can from every minute of your day, every area of your life, and to be quite honest, I find the prospect of that a bit exhausting. I'm all juiced out. Despite my slightly glum view of the self-improvement world, I have consumed a lot of this content over the years. I've listened to the podcasts, I've read the books, and I've watched the videos, and having gone through all of this, there is one tiny book which I've been coming back to for over 20 years now because it's been more helpful than anything else I've ever read or listened to, and that book is The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. This book was originally an audio recording which Earl created in 1956 to motivate the sales staff at his insurance company, and in a nutshell, the record shares the secret to success, and on the flip side of that coin, the secret to failure. Now, back in the 50s, I'm pretty sure the word viral was strictly reserved for speaking about things like the mumps and herpes, but nonetheless, the recording did end up going viral and became the first spoken word record to sell over 1 million copies. When I was growing up, my parents used to play The Strangest Secret cassette tape in the car on long journeys, not as a way of indoctrinating me and my brother, they just liked listening to it, and we were in the back seat, so obviously heard it. And I'd say the quite simple message it delivers has been more helpful to me than any other piece of self-improvement content that I've consumed in the years since. For starters, Earl Nightingale measures success in a way which is honestly a bit of a breath of fresh air, defining it as the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. He goes on to give a few examples of what this means. For instance, a success is the school teacher who is teaching school because that's what he or she wants to do. Or the success is a woman who's a wife and a mother because she wanted to become a wife and mother and she's doing a good job of it. And a success is the entrepreneur who starts their own company because that was their dream, that's what they wanted to do. I always quite liked this way of qualifying or quantifying success because he's not saying success is about being rich, famous, or winning RuPaul's Drag Race. He's saying success is the consistent pursuit of a goal that matters to you. After defining and perhaps even reframing what success means to some people, Earl moves into discussing how to succeed. But before I get into that part of the book, I'm going to take a quick yet relevant side jump. In the lead up to making this video, I tried to see if I could buy the cassette tape of The Strangest Secret just for nostalgic purposes. Looking at eBay, I couldn't find the tape anywhere, but I did find one of the original records of it, so I bought that. All I needed now was a record player, and thankfully I had the perfect awkward space for it between my kitchen and living room, which I'm still trying to decorate. Luckily, the stars aligned when today's sponsor, House of Marley, reached out to me asking if I'd like to try their Stir It Up Luxe wireless turntable and get together duo Bluetooth bookshelf speakers. Of course, I said yes, and I'm very glad I did. Not only does the set look amazing and fill the space perfectly, House of Marley's products are crafted using a variety of planet-friendly materials such as bamboo, reclaimed cotton, and reclaimed hemp. This sustainable approach in their craftsmanship was taken in collaboration with the Marley family to align with Bob Marley's legacy of love for music and the planet. When it comes down to the actual performance of this set, the turntable's bamboo plinth and glass platter enhance audio performance, and the double-sided cork slipmat adds a lovely pop of colour. With its anti-skate mechanism, adjustable counterbalance, and built-in preamp, the Stir It Up Luxe turntable brings amazing sound and sustainability together to create the perfect listening experience. Pairing this turntable with the Get Together duo Bluetooth bookshelf speakers, I'm able to get amazing stereo sound And as an added bonus, the right speaker is completely wireless and has 25 hours of battery life, meaning I can take it out and about wherever I go. And if you've not quite filled out your record collection, the speakers are compatible with both iOS and Android, meaning you can play tunes through your preferred app and experience the classic Marley sound no matter how you connect. If you'd like to pick up your very own House of Marley bundle, check out the link below. So coming back to The Strangest Secret, after defining success and the many forms it can take, Earl moves into his theory of why some people succeed and others fail, theorizing that the fundamental difference between the two is that those who succeed because they set goals. To illustrate this point, he tells us to think of a ship leaving a harbour. Think of it with the complete voyage mapped out and planned. The captain and crew know exactly where the ship is going and how long it will take. It has a definite goal, and 9,999 times out of 10,000 it will get to where it started out. He proceeds to say, on the flip side, if you take another ship just like the first, only let's not put a crew on it or a captain at the helm, let's give it no aiming point, no goal and no destination, we just start the engines and let it go. I think you'll agree with me that if it gets out of the harbour at all, it will either sink or wind up on some deserted beach, a derelict. It can't go any place because it has no destination and no guidance. It's the same with a human being. Apparently always armed with a metaphor, Earl goes on to liken the human mind to a farmer's land, proposing that if you take two seeds, one a seed of corn and one a seed of nightshade, which is a deadly poison, and you plant both of these seeds, cover the hole, take care of the land and water it, the land will return poison in just as wonderful abundance as it will corn. Earl proposes that just like the land, our mind will return whatever we plant, whether that be a concrete, worthwhile goal, or fear, anxiety, and so on. And on that point, I'd say, here, Earl, some of us are mentally not all that well, so please don't kick us while we're already down. Armed with this information about the importance of goals and positive thinking, Earl suggests that you put this knowledge into action by writing down your goal, the thing you want more than anything else in life, and keep it in a place where you'll see it several times a day. In the past, I used this approach for my goal of buying the abandoned tiny house in my village. I wrote it on a note and stuck it to the bottom of my computer screen so that whenever I was working on my computer, I had a constant reminder of why I was working. So sort of like the episode of The Simpsons where Homer has pictures of Maggie all over the shop. With your goal written down, Earl encourages you to consistently pursue it, not in a hectic fashion where you lock yourself away for days at a time, but in a calm and confident manner with the belief that time well spent on pursuing this goal will give you the abundance in return that you desire. And of course, putting in the effort, going on the journey, is a fundamental ingredient in things coming to fruition. He highlights this point once again with a metaphor by warning us not to become like the man who stands in front of the stove and declares, "Give me the heat and then I'll add the wood." Now, moving into the downsides of this book, there are several elements of it which are very dated and not that relatable, but to be fair, it was written and recorded back in 1956, which is a time when houses were still 20 grand and people were still using phrases like gee whiz. I'd say that my biggest criticism of the book is that there is a blind spot towards the impact that illness, both mental and otherwise, and external circumstances can have on a person's life. Earl says that as people we are where we are because that is exactly where we really want or feel we deserve to be. I think that's a very unfair and too black and white a stance to take. Not everyone starts from a place of even and equal opportunity to pursue their goals. And of course, random terrible things can happen in life through no want or fault of our own, which will affect our ability to pursue goals. With that said, I do still love the book. To the veteran self-improver, the lessons are likely quite simplistic, but I think that's part of the charm. It introduced me to the power of positive thinking, to the practice of setting goals, and the concept of gratitude in ways that didn't leave me wanting to jump headfirst off my garden shed, and I believe that's had quite a big impact on me. One quick thing that a lot of people have been asking about is where is Junior in my videos. I'm kind of half moved into the new place and she's still living at my parents'. I do bring her around here, but she just hates it, so that's why she's not been in my videos when I'm around here. So hopefully time will heal all and she will get used to it, but for now she's hissing, yelling and not pleased with it, so it's a work in progress. As always, the recipe I made in this video will be in the description. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate you leaving a like and subscribing for more, and if you feel like it, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on the world of self-improvement and the practice of setting goals. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.